I think one of the biggest reasons that spiritual women stay stuck is because they've accidentally started calling their fear their intuition. And I know that that might be a bold statement, but hear me out. If you're anything like the women that I work with, and probably me too, you've probably said things like, it just doesn't feel aligned, or I have a weird feeling about it, or maybe this isn't meant for me, or my intuition is telling me no. Sometimes maybe those things are true, but I think that sometimes we get into the habit of labeling things as intuition when they're really just feelings of our nervous system trying to keep us familiar, trying to keep us safe. Your nervous system, your brain, your subconscious can be very, I was going to say tricky, sneaky, but that kind of sounds bad. It's not bad, but can be really almost deceiving in you think that it's your intuition, but it's really you just have a really, really on it nervous system that is mimicking what your intuition might feel like. So here's some examples, right? You want to raise your prices, and suddenly it's, oh, maybe it's not the right time, or it just doesn't feel right. Is that your intuition, or is that fear of people saying no? You meet somebody that you really like, and all of a sudden something feels off. I just don't think it's going to work. I just don't think this person's for me. Is that true? Is that an actual feeling that you have? Is that the truth for you? Or are you just terrified of getting hurt? And I say just like just being terrified of being hurt is not just, but it's, not your actual intuition. You want to start the business, you launch the offer, apply for the job, move across the country, speak your truth, do all of these different things, right? And your body gets uncomfortable. Instead of saying, wow, this is stretching me, this is growth, this is expansion, you say, no, maybe it's not aligned. I can't do this. And that probably is going to feel like it's your intuition because your fear is mimicking your intuition. And it is so sneaky how this happens, especially when you are somebody that has discernment, has created successful change in your life, has created momentum, has manifested things in your life that are big. But the next level of expansion, it can almost be disorienting how easy it is to convince ourselves, oh no, 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 like that's my intuition. You know, I'm just hearing like myself and past clients being like, no, but you don't understand. I just have this really bad feeling about it. And it's like, yeah, that's fear. Fear does not feel good, right? And it has become increasingly easy to unintentionally turn your intuition into a scapegoat. So instead of saying, I'm scared, or I just don't know what comes next, right? Like feeling the uncomfortableness, the uncertainty, instead of acknowledging that that's what's actually happening, we'll say things like, my intuition is telling me no, because that feels more spiritual, that feels wiser, it feels safer, it feels probably true, right? But sometimes it's your fear being so, I hate saying it like sneaky, but being really convincing about that it's your intuition. And it's really easy to like grab a hold of that story because then it's like, I'm justified in not chasing my dreams. I'm justified in not taking the next step or walking the uncertain path, right? And it becomes this, I don't know why, but I'm seeing like a trap door. It's like this I stretch and stretch and stretch to this point, and then I'm like, no, it's not aligned. I can feel it's not aligned. And it's like, no, I'm just really scared because I haven't moved past this point yet. If you're somebody like me, you want certainty. You want certainty. You want to know that the path that you're walking is correct. Nobody else gets to decide that, not even your intuition, right? Like nobody or nothing gets to make the decision of what's right for you besides you. And when you take that power back and you trust yourself and you trust your abilities beyond your fear, it's like everything shifts and it can be pretty damned instant. You can spend the rest of your life waiting for perfect clarity, waiting for everything to feel aligned, waiting for all of the pieces to seemingly fall together, fall in place before taking the step, but you're going to stay stuck for a really long time. And it might be a comfortable stuckness because you're at a level that probably feels good. It starts to feel like soul crushing because you're actually desiring more and you have to move through that fear. The fear never actually goes away. You just learn to move through it despite feeling fear. Am I saying to ignore your intuition? Absolutely not. I use my intuition every single day, but I also know that my fear sounds an awful lot like my intuition because it has developed strength, right? Like it's meant to keep us safe. And when you learn to really sit yourself down and ask yourself, like, what is actually happening here? And this is where working with somebody like me, working with a coach that can help see your patterns, see what's happening so that you can walk through. Like, I just see like this glass door, right? Like you're just like walking into I just get this visual of like walking into a glass door and it's like you know that it's there, but you don't want to see that it's there because that keeps you safe, but it's not really actually helping you. One way to kind of start to move through this is to ask yourself, is this voice trying to protect me or is it trying to keep me safe, trying to keep me familiar in the same, I don't want to say cycle, but like keeping myself small, but for you it's like not even being small because you've already expanded so much, but like keeping you at this level. And those are two very different things. Like, is this trying to protect me? Which also protect you from what, right? There's so much nuance here, but is this true? Sometimes asking yourself, where is this voice coming from? And it's like, I can almost picture my dad being like, don't do that, blah, 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 as if I was a kid. And it's like, oh, yeah, that's just my fear talking, right? Or if it's like, no, like I just viscerally know that this is not right for me. But then again, I get to decide, right? Like who says it's right for me? My intuition. Okay, well, I'm not going to go with that because this is what I want. Or the opposite is true too, right? Because both fear and intuition can feel identical in your body, and it's learning to distinguish between the two, but then also making the decision of moving anyways. What is it that you actually want? Ask yourself, if I weren't afraid, would I still believe this? Or what is it that I think is going to happen? Is if if I take this step, if I go on this date, if I put out this offer, what do I think is going to happen? Oh, well, what if it's not the right person for me? Okay, like that's not your intuition. For me, when it is truly, truly my intuition, it is just this relentless knowing that no matter what I think or do, it stays present. And when it's my fear, it's like I can almost laugh about it, right? Like, oh, if I don't know if this offer is aligned. And it's like, well, what do I think is going to happen? Well, nobody will buy it. Like, that's ridiculous, right? It's not ridiculous, but this is how I'm talking to myself. Your fear is loud because it wants certainty. Your intuition is quiet because it trusts you to decide. Let me say this again. Fear is loud because it wants certainty. Intuition is quiet because it trusts you to decide. True manifestation works by you taking your power back, making a decision, and then it's like movement, taking the step and allowing your intuition to guide you, but also knowing that even your intuition is not the boss. It's like, who's driving the bus? I'm driving the bus, not my fear, not my intuition, nothing and nobody else. I hope that this lands in the way that I intend it to. And I would love to hear any questions in the comments below. If you are ready to completely transform your life and become the person that trusts yourself to make the decision and move and expand beyond what you thought was possible, comment ready in the comments below and I'll send you a message and we will talk further. Until then, I'll see you into the next video.